What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Sam Talks Nerdy. Everybody happy, doing well, dominating life, staying healthy. It is time for the monthly wrap up, and I know it's a bit later than usual, especially if you are familiar with this segment, but just things kind of got in the way with Cross Spider-Verse coming out, so that took priority to talk about. Then I had to finish my Cross Spider-Verse 101 series with The Spot, which came out last week. But here we are, and if you are new to the podcast, or to the video, or channel, this is a monthly segment where the first Tuesday of every month, I go back and look at the news of the previous month. So for this one, it is currently June, but we will be looking at the news posted during the month of May. So without any further delay, let's get into it, because there is quite a lot to talk about. Starting off, we got a bit of Mortal Kombat news. First off, we have our Johnny Cage for Mortal Kombat 2, and it will be Karl Urban. The article said that he's in final talks, but let's be real, final talks just pretty much means he's got the role, they're just finalizing the details. Plus, on his Instagram, he posted a picture of him without his luxurious beard, kind of signaling that, yeah, I got the role. And I know he's not everybody's first choice. Mine's going to be Scott Adkins, always and forever, but I think this could be something because, I mean, he plays Billy Butcher, and he has kind of the same personality as Johnny Cage. And plus, I can kind of see it like this. So, of course, Johnny Cage, washed-up actor, trying to get a career revival. And so he goes to compete in the tournament or gets dragged into whatever's going on in Mortal Kombat 2, and we find out that Louis Tan's character, Cole Young, actually looked up to Johnny Cage. And maybe this could maybe inspire Johnny Cage to get its act together or do better, and, well, who knows? Maybe in this movie Cole Young dies, and then Johnny Cage takes his place. Who knows? I am curious if we will see Karl Urban do the splits, because that is part of Johnny Cage's signature move, doing the splits and then punch a guy in the balls. And come on, it's not a proper Mortal Kombat movie unless we see Johnny Cage do the splits and then nail a guy in the crotch. Or he gets nailed in the crotch. Case in point, Mortal Kombat Legends 2, Battle of the Realms. Another actor has been confirmed for Mortal Kombat 2, and that is Tati Gabrielle as Jade. Same sort of deal as Karl Urban, final talks, but pretty much means she's a done deal. They're just kind of getting the details all figured out. I'm not really familiar with her work, but she definitely looks like Jade. And the final casting for Mortal Kombat 2 is Adeline Rudolph as Kitana, and I love this casting so much because she looks so much like Kitana. It's awesome, and apparently she and Tati Gabrielle have worked together in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, so that's actually pretty cool. We also have a few rumored characters that could be in Mortal Kombat 2, and those are Shao Kahn, Quan Chi, Baraka, Queen Sindel, and King Jared. And actually, some audition tapes did leak online for Shao Kahn and Jade, and I believe Sindel was hinted in one of them. So basically, it is safe to say that at least we'll get Shao Kahn. To what capacity, I have no idea, because, to be honest, I didn't think we'd get him in Mortal Kombat 2. I thought it'd be more about, what's his name? I'm blanking. God dang it. What's his name? Dang it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know this guy that's just right now my brain's just blanking on it. Who is it? No. Damn it. This is killing me. God, I know who this guy is. I just can't say his name. God, just, screw it. I need to look it up. This is just, what's happening? I cannot remember this guy's name for the life of me, and I know my Mortal Kombat characters. God, who is it? Shang Tsung. Dang it. Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung. I know that, and I just somehow forgot. Anyways, I thought maybe for Mortal Kombat 2 we get more of Shang Tsung, and then at the end of Mortal Kombat 2 we get hinted towards Shao Kahn, and then in Mortal Kombat 3 it could be the second tournament, and that's where Shao Kahn gets involved. And when it comes to Baraka and Quan Chi, they were actually on my list of characters I wanted to see in Mortal Kombat 2 on a reel I posted last year. Moving on, I posted about this on both my Instagram and on YouTube, but Adam Driver is apparently in final talks, or I guess he's been confirmed, to be playing Reed Richards in the MCU. And apparently the reported or rumored confirmed cast for Fantastic Four are Adam Driver as Reed Richards, Margot Robbie as Sue Storm, Paul Mescal as Johnny Storm, and David Diggs as The Thing. And I I mean, it's an interesting cast. Don't get me wrong. I love Adam Driver. I love Margot Robbie. I think they could kill it as Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Paul Mescal and David Diggs. Never really heard of him. I think David Diggs was in the Little Mermaid remake, I think. But him as the Thing, I mean, he's Jewish, so that's good. But I don't know. Like, apparently he doesn't have like a good voice for the Thing. But then again, they could always like edit that and have him be more gruff and have the Thing voice. But, as I always said, I will hold my judgment on the castings until I either see some pictures or some footage. And I am 90% sure at Comic-Con this year we will get the confirmed casting for the Fantastic Four. And I will welcome it because, I don't know about you guys, but I am getting really sick of all these rumored castings. Just tell us the casting already, guys. Please, it's getting tiring. We have quite a bit of news regarding Superman Legacy, and it's pretty interesting. For one, James Gunn confirmed that Krypto will be in the movie, and I know a lot of people don't like that idea, but I love it. I think he's a cool character, and it'd be cool to see him in a movie and not in just a TV show or in a cartoon. Next up, it comes to Superman Legacy. David Cornsweet is apparently one of the top contenders to play Superman in the movie, and he is, like, number one on my list of choices to play Superman in the DCU. And actually, before I recorded, and I posted this a few days ago, let me just pull it up real quick, just a quick little pull-up thing. But apparently, another contender for Superman is a Pearson Fode. And I never really heard of this guy, but he definitely has the face, but does he have the chops? But also, he actually liked the post I did, so yeah. We also got a list of contenders for Lois Lane, and some of those are Emma Mackey, Richard Brosnahan, Phoebe Denevinor, and Samara Weaving. Out of all of them, I'm rooting for either Mackey or Weaving. I think they could make a pretty good Lois Lane, especially if you pitch them alongside to David Cornsweet. And for Lex Luthor, there's apparently only one frontrunner, and that is Nicholas Hoult, who apparently also auditioned for Superman, but might not get it and just will play Lex Luthor instead. And that's definitely casting I wouldn't mind seeing. And for the last bit of news with Superman Legacy, apparently they're casting Mr. Terrific in the film. And this has coincided with what was said about how we could see some other DC Universe characters in Superman Legacy to kind of start the world building. And this I can actually see working out, especially if he works for Lex Luthor, kind of like with what happened with Steel in Superman the Animated Series, where he's a former scientist or a weapons designer or whatever for Lex Luthor. Then once he finds out Lex is no good, he leaves, goes out on his own, and boom, Mr. Terrific. Michael Rosenbaum, who you might know as Lex Luthor on Smallville or as the voice of the Flash in a plethora of DC projects, shared on his podcast Inside of You that he auditioned for the voice of Batman in Batman Cape Crusader. And apparently, they loved his Batman voice, but his Bruce Wayne voice left something to be desired. But I'm sorry, he will always be the Flash to me. I cannot see him voicing Batman. Even though, I know, I'm sure he can do it, but just no. To me, he will always be the Flash. Grant Gustin, Ezra Miller, no, get him out of there, they're garbage. Michael Rosenbaum, forever. Chiwetel Ejiofor joins the cast of Venom 3 as the main villain, and does this mean he's done as Baron Mordo in the MCU? Because I hope not, because I do want a proper continuation of his story, because, yeah, Multiverse Madness left me kind of confused, especially when Doctor Strange mentioned that he tried to kill him before, even though we never saw that. And when it comes to who he could play as a villain, only two come to mind. Toxin and Null. We'll have to see what happens. All the episodes for the Echo Disney Plus series will drop on November 29th, and I can't tell if this is a good or bad thing, because, for one, it could be good because we can just get all the episodes done and watched in one sitting, and have it be a more consecutive story, not have to wait, week to week to week. However, it could be bad because maybe this proves or shows that they have little faith in the show succeeding. I hope not, because I'm actually looking forward to it, or at least the Daredevil portion of this stuff, but we'll just have to see. We have a couple pieces of news for Deadpool 3 to talk about. First up, both Brina Hildebrand and Sheila Katsuna will return in Deadpool 3. So as of now, that is a good portion of the cast from the first two films. All we need are Zazie Beetz and Josh Brolin. So far, there has been no word if they're returning, so I'm not really holding my breath. Though I really hope they do because, I mean, it'd be cool to have one more go with them in case if they don't move over to the MCU with Deadpool. I mean, they can do it. I mean, Josh Brolin can play two characters. I mean, that's what Gemma Chan did. She played that character in Captain Marvel, and then she plays Cersei in the Eternals. So, I mean, it's possible. According to Scuba, can we get some toast? James Marsden, Halle Berry, and Famke Janssen will return as their respective characters in Deadpool 3. And man, do I hope this happens because I really want to see these characters get a proper send-off before they move over to the MCU and get recast. Especially Cyclops. That dude needs some redemption. I'm still upset with how the films handled Cyclops in almost every film. Sean William Scott wants to play Booster Gold in the DCU, and I mean, he has the personality for it. Actually, he has the right personality for it, but I just don't think he's the right age, especially if they want to go for someone a bit younger who can stick around for a while. We finally, after so much waiting, got some gameplay for Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Spider-Man 2, I should say. And I am so excited for this game. I love the first one. I got 100% on it. And I do want to replay before this one comes out, and I actually do need to finish Miles Morales. And it also has a pretty cool roster of villains so far. We have Kraven, Lizard, Wraith. I figure we get her in this game after what happened with Yuri in the first game, and Venom. And I don't really know who else is on the list. I mean, hopefully we'll see Mysterio because, I mean, just imagine a Mysterio boss fight could be on par with the Scarecrow Nightmare sequences. Like, imagine with what they did with Scorpion in the game, like with his whole weird, like, trippy hallucination nightmare sequence, but with Mysterio, just, oh, that'd be so cool. It's reported that Temuera Morrison could appear in Ahsoka, but not as Boba Fett, but as Captain Rex. And I hope this happens because I want to see these two interact in live action. We have some concept art from Andy Park showing the High Evolutionary sporting a more comic-accurate look for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And also related, he also shared some concept art of Nebula with hair, and I don't know how to feel about that. It's just weird. It's being reported that Sam Raimi is being eyed to direct Doctor Strange 3 and Avengers Secret Wars, and I know a lot of people are very conflicted with Sam Raimi. They either love him and want to give him another chance, or they hate him and want him to stay as far away from Marvel as possible. I'm in the camp of giving him another chance because, I mean, I did enjoy Multiverse of Madness a little bit. Yes, it has problems, but I think Sam Raimi can give us a good comic movie if he can make one without having a lot of interference or having to kind of pick up where the last guy left off. Because I think that was the case for this movie where they had a different director originally, but then he left, and then Sam Raimi came in, and then just things kind of went sideways. Plus, there was a pandemic, and then all this stuff with them trying to figure out what to do with the multiverse and so on and so forth. So I think he needs another chance. Both a live-action Miles Morales movie and a Spider-Woman movie are in development, and this is what Sony needs to be doing. Stop with the villain films, okay? No one wants a Morbius 2, Double Morbin. No one wants a El Muerto movie. You already know my thoughts on that. Kraven, I mean, he can work, but I'm cautiously optimistic, but just, you have a catalog of Spider characters. Use it. Now with the main news out of the way, let's take a look at the news from my stories. Sit tight.
A few moments later.
A Destiny movie and cinematic universe is in development, and I have not touched Destiny in a very long time. I mean, I actually play like almost every day. It was like definitely something I played on the regular, but I just got bored with it and fell off it. Plus, they lost me after they killed off Cade. Both Homelander and Omni-Man are reportedly going to be part of the roster in Mortal Kombat 1, the new one. And just, oh man, imagine the fights we will see, or the like videos of fights. Just, like, I can tell this is going to be a matchup we will see pretty frequently in the game. And that will be it for this episode of Sam Talks Nerdy. Thank you for watching or listening, depending on if you're listening to this via my podcast or watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're listening to on my podcast, make sure to follow me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, or Spotify, as well as leave me a 5-star rating and a good review where you can, as well as leave me a voice message on Anchor, and follow me on Instagram at SamTalksNerdy for the latest news. And until next time, stay happy, stay well, stay healthy, and I will talk to you or see you next time. Peace out.